this is an experience. Welcome back to another video. We've got a special guest on it today, and to have a really nice little sleepover last night with the car, here she is. So, we had Woo stay over last night, and I spent the night in here with the car watching the DVD. The missus has gone out. I've got a date tonight, and the date is with Woo. Gonna watch At Full Throttle with Jeremy Clarkson, bring back some memories, have a bit of pizza, and watch the DVD with the car and feel 20 again. Woo, 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 woo. 20 years ago, I was watching this. Never did I think this car would be sat in my garage and sat eating a pizza next to this car. Woo, 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 woo. Off today with Woo, and we're off to NY500. They've got a bit of a Cosworth day on, showing the history a bit of Cosworths, and we thought we'd contribute and bring Woo to the show. A big thank you to Lee for letting me borrow the car, entrusting me with this car to take it over on my own, to drive it, to show it, to take care of it. So, let's get this short open and let's get on the road to NY500. This is an experience. So not only have we had the privilege of taking Woo to NY500, we're getting the experience to drive it there. So for this journey, let's get over to NY500 and let's get Woo on show to let everyone just see this beautiful car.
Two hours later.
So, we're about a mile away from NY500, and what a pleasure this car's been to drive. Not Mr. B, she's beautiful. And what I love about this car is the fact that you've got this giant turbo that kicks in from nowhere. And people who like Golf Rs these days will not know how that feels. video. We're over at NY500 and we're here for the launch of Speedfest, and we're here to film the Cosworth collections that are on display today. So Woo's made it. We're up on show, we're at NY500 and we're here with the rest of the cars. Obviously the Metro 6R4, and then we've got Paul Linfoot's Cosworth collection and Woo alongside them. So we'll get into them shortly and we'll see how we get on.
What tied into it, Dad?
I don't want to know. Tie me into microphone, talking on the PA system about Speedfest and talk about the cars, which limited knowledge, but we're going to have a go. Start with Speedfest and then I'll go. Right, the cars here today are Calcite Racing, which is the replica modern.
You're going to talk about.
Then I'll talk about that. We can film that, I'll go. So we're over at NY500 to kind of release their show date of Speedfest. So this is Steve from Riders Retros and NY500. Can you tell us a bit more about Steve's Speedfest?
Yeah, so we've got an event going off on the 20th and 22nd of May over the bank holiday weekend. I think it's the bank holiday weekend. So we've got a collection of touring cars, historic F1 cars, rally cars, spread out all over around here, so all the way up past the house, about 20 acres of car clubs and a fairground and various stuff going on. So we brought these cars here today just basically to show people what they can expect. Tickets I think are on sale as of probably Monday, tomorrow, and we basically look forward to seeing everyone turning up and having a good weekend.
Good stuff. Are they allowing camping on the site for the weekend?
Yeah, so behind the house we'll be camping all weekend from Friday night to Saturday night, leaving Sunday for anybody who wants to. If you've got obviously a car club that you're part of and you want to stay over, that's possible as well. It'll all be on the website. There's a place to look.
So if anyone wants any more information, get inside to the CAF. There'll be flyers around, there's posters on the wall. Have a look, get booked in, get down for the event. So let's have a quick walk around these cars and try and introduce some people who don't really know the history of these cars and just try and give you a small amount of detail on them. So the first one is the Caltech Sierra Cosworth. This is a new build as an RS500. These are all brand newly built by Paul Linfoot, who's nicely brought these cars down for us to see. Fresh build, all to FIA spec, and these will be allowed to race in any historic touring car events in the future. So then we'll move on to the Dick Johnson car. This one is a super rare car. There was a famous racing driver called Dick Johnson who was from Australia, who used to race these in world touring cars. This is now in the RS500 spec. This is chassis number 1, so come and have a look at this one. The next one along is the road version of the RS500. Again, completing the package of the 3, from the newly built version to the historical race car version and the road version. So beautiful condition, all original, really nice car. So let's move on around the back. So we've brought along today the Ford Capri, which is 4x4 Cosworth powered. This became famous because of a DVD in the early 2000s with Jeremy Clarkson, where this car raced all oncomers and destroyed everything. So that's that one. Moving on again to Ian's car. This is a Metro 6R4 replica. I've not had a chance to have a look around this yet, but again, beautiful replica, really nice car, and again goes well with the genuine one, which is in the showroom if you haven't already seen that. So if anyone wants any questions about these cars, come and find myself and I'll answer anything you need to know about the Capri. Paul Linfoot is around to answer anything about the RS500s, and some of the biker owners are around. Come and find us, ask the questions, and we'll try and help you as best we can. Thank you everyone for coming, and we'll hope we'll see you at Speedfest in the future. So, as the video title will be, we've come for like a Cosworth day over at NY500, and we've got Paul Linfoot's, some of his Cosworth collection on display here today. So let's start with the basics. Obviously we've got the Caltech Racing Sierra Cosworth RS500. Now this is a reproduction replica of the touring cars, and these are freshly built. So if you want to get into the Sierra Cosworths in the future, Paul Linfoot will build these to FIA spec, so you can literally race in the classic touring cars. Beautiful machines, built to a really nice standard, really nice centre locks, which a lot of touring cars have. Everything inside is really, really nicely fabricated. Everything is stunning inside. There's not a mark on it, it is pristine. Obviously, by the looks of things, these cars have twin autofills for quick filling, for FIA regs, because there's one reg there, and there's one here. Side exit exhaust, which let's have a quick look underneath. Let's see where it goes. It goes all the way up to the front. Oh, nice little touch, which I love, and I will be putting onto the Audi in the future. This is to control the air jacks. So literally, you'd attach your airline, and it has little air jacks, which if you look over there, air jacks in all four of the corners to lift the car off the ground quick, which obviously for when you've got to change your wheels and tyres in a pit, that assists the speed to get it up in the air, to get it all done. We're then on to the Dick Johnson car. Again, I don't really want to go into a lot of history of the car because I don't think I'll ever do it justice, because there's so much history behind this car, it's mind-blowing. I'd be here for hours. But again, Dick Johnson car, which is chassis number 1. This one was the first RS500 in Australia. It won the world touring cars as far as I'm aware. And a funny story about these, which I do like, is when they would break these engines in the dyno, they would remove the turbo and run them on the dyno to break the engines. The engine without the turbo would make around 90 horsepower. They would then put the turbo on, around 2.5 bar of boost, and it would then produce around 600 to 650 horsepower. Little touches, obviously people will know on the RS500, 8 injectors, and again for the old school lads on the channel, the Weber regulators. We used to use them on everything. Everything you could get your hand on to tune up, you need to increase the fuel pressure, you would put the Cosworth Weber regulator on. And again, everything in racing doesn't have to be neat and tidy, but again, it's all original, it's all factory, really nice. Big turbo, I think it's a T4 turbo, twin scroll. I'm not too sure if it's a twin scroll, no, I don't think it is. But again, there's so much history behind this car. There's another gentleman called Adam Smith, I think it is, who does a full introduction and a full back history of his car. And to show you the number, there it is, DJ1, to show that it is Dick Johnson chassis number 1. So then we're on to the RS500 road car. They had to make 500 of these so they could basically change the specification on this one. So this one started life as not an RS500, but Ford knew that they could go faster and produce more power on with them. So what they had to do was they had to build 500 road cars on a certain specification, so then they could bring the specification of that car onto the world touring cars, which obviously worked, because as soon as that happened, these cars dominate. So again, going on to other Cosworths, looking over here, as you've probably seen, we've brought Woo with us. Again, there's many videos on my channel about this. 4-wheel drive, Cosworth powered, just something a bit different to mix into the world of the race cars, the modern day touring car, and the modified scene. So what's also turned up, which is one of my favourites, a beautiful an Escort Cosworth, and I have a real soft spot for an Escort Cosworth. They're everything you want a hot hatch. You've got the wide arches, the big spoiler, the front lip, it's turbocharged, it's 4-wheel drive, everything there is what it needs to be. Oh, an interesting one on this vehicle, don't know the full spec. This one also has the 8 injectors. It has a reasonably big sized turbo. It looks like probably the T4 turbo off the other one. It's got additional what look like air injectors to help spool. That's what these are, I would have thought. Trying to think how it's used. Yeah, using them for the boost control, because obviously if you looked at off the wastegate onto the snail housing, so their injectors are for boost control to assist that. So yeah, really, really nice Escort Cosworth that's just showed up in the stand. So obviously, as you can see, it's a bit of a show day today over at NY500. Great turnout, loads of really nice cars. So another little thing to add on here, because we want to support NY500 and what they're doing, because it's helping car clubs, car communities, and people have a central hub where they can go. So we've donated a Vauxhall sign to the guys here for our little thank you for allowing us to be part of this journey. really chuffed. I've had a really good day. Massive thank you for Lee for letting me bring Woo over to put it on display with all the Cosworths. I think it blends in beautifully. Been really nice to be able to drive Woo, come over, spend the day at NY500 and just enjoy cars, the atmosphere. There's lots more to come from this place and I'll be covering it all in the future. So I'm going to sign this one off. Thanks for watching. It's been a massive enjoyment to again spend some time with the car, to drive it and to look at all the other Cosworths. So I'll leave that one here. Take care. I'll see you on the next one.